Okay guys, we start recording in a comparative police system. Ito guys, sa comparative subject na to, no? For those na nag-aabang na aking PowerPoint presentation, ito na po ang ating PowerPoint presentation sa ating comparative police system, no? Dito guys, malalaman natin ang iba't ibang uri ng mga police system ng iba't ibang bansa, no? Kasi like I said, this subject matter is connected to law enforcement administration, led to ang ating course code, no, dito sa comparative police system. In the previously discussion, we discussed the different society or different countries that they have a policing system, no? Diniscuss na natin kung ano po ba yung mga iba't ibang uri ng sistema ng kapulisan ng iba't ibang bansa. Kasi yan yung subject matter natin, no? Kasi kaya nga comparative police system. Now, here I discuss to you the summarization of my PowerPoint presentation. This also courtesy to my professor in college, Sir Quentin Bedso, kasi sa kanya to, no? Courtesy ko sa kanya to guys, kasi yan, kapag gagawa kayo ng PowerPoint o binigay na sa inyo, make it sure to have a courtesy, no? Prepared ko pero galing po sa kanya to, no? Kaya I was very thankful dahil sa kanya. Ito maganda kasi yung PowerPoint presentation guys. It's very malaman, no? Malaman, maraming information na pwede natin makuha, and also this is connected to our subject matter in comparative police system. Okay, we start class kung ano ba yung comparative police system na tinatawag natin. In the Philippine setting, meron po tayong organisasyon na humahawak sa ating comparative police system. Not also in comparative police system, but also there's organization or the group that handle the transnational crime na tinatawag po natin. Ang tawag po dito ay PCTC, the Philippine Center Transnational Crime of the Philippines. This is their location is in Camp Crame, Quezon City. Doon po sila nakatalaga. There are executive branch. Under po sila ng executive government. Ibig sabihin, directly po sila nagre-report sa ating presidente. Now, we discuss the comparative police system. Okay? We have OIPC, ICPO, Interpol, or International Police. Japan, USA, Philippines, Cambodia, and Thailand. These 5 groups, ito kasi guys, kaya we compare, no? Pero ang madalas nating i-compare yung mga malalapit na bansa, tapos yung mga bansa na nagkaroon ng ugnayan sa atin. Japan is very near to our country, no? Malapit yan sa atin. Thailand is also, and Cambodia. Kaya nga sila ay isa sa mga pwede nating i-compare regarding dito. And also, karaniwan kasi guys, ang lumalabas sa exam talaga, pagdating sa board examination, ay yung mga malalapit na country. Also, kasi doon sila kumukuha ng idea, no? Minsan kasi guys, unpredictable ang pagtatanong sa board exam. There also, may mga tanong talaga na hindi natin alam, na hindi talaga natin napag-aralan. Yeah? Kaya nga gumagawa ng paraan kung paano nga masasagutan yung mga bagay na hindi natin alam. Okay? Which among the following countries follow the centralized police system? Ano po ba ang nagpa-follow ng centralized? Pag sinabi po nating centralized, this is, kumbaga, isa yung batas, isa yung panuntunan o rules or regulation, yun yung sinusunod nila. Pag sinabi po nating decentralized, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, magkakaiba po sila ng rules and guidelines regarding the incident happen, or regarding kung paano ba nila mapupukusan yung kanilang lugar. Okay? This is a sample of a board question. Lahat ng ibibigay ko po sa inyo ay galing po sa board question. Ibig sabihin, lumabas po sa board examination to. So, take note po kung ano yung makikita nyo dito so that you have an idea. We have Japan, we have Australia, we have Philippines, we have United States of America. From these 4, ano nga po ba? Saan po ba yung countries na centralized policing system? The answer is letter C. Yes, Philippines is one of the centralized policing system. Iisa lang po ang ating Philippine National Police. Pero, meron po mga sangay sila na kung baga, ang tawag po natin ay mga organization or mga yung parang mga for example, national service, 'di ba? Meron mga ganun, mga CIDG, criminal and Investigation Detection Group. They are very kumbaga doon sila sa buong Pilipinas, no. Sa centralized, ibig sabihin ng centralized, kung police ka dito sa Cavite, pagdating mo sa Las Piñas, police ka pa rin. Yan yung mga centralized. And also, they have a proper coordination to each other. Pag sa decentralized kasi po, iba po yun. Malalaman natin. What is the third largest organization in the world? No? Parang layo naman, sir. Mayroong mga ganyan. Meron po pagdating sa board, ganyan po talaga. The answer is UN or United Nations. This is why. Kung bakit. Largest organization in the world, guys. The first is the IPU or International Postal Union. The second is FIBA or Federation of International Basketball Association. The third is UN, the United Nations. The fourth is FIFA, the Federation of International Football Association. The fifth is ICP or International Criminal Police Organization. Yan po yung 5 sa mga largest organization in the world, no? Yan po. Yan 5 na yan. Sa mga 5 na yan na nabanggit, yan po ay mga malalaking organization, hindi lang sa isang bansa, kundi sa buong mundo. Okay, basic concept. What is system? One which consists of several parts that interacts with each other to serve some function and meet some objectives. Yan guys, pagdating sa sistema, ito ay consist ng several parts. Ibig sabihin, marami pong mga sistema pagdating sa ating bansa, no? So criminal justice system, we have 5 standard of 5 pillars na sinusunod: the police, the prosecution, the court, the correction, and the community. Yan po yung 5 pillars natin. Iba-iba rin po ang sistema nila pagdating dito sa ating bansa. The police is our first line of defense, so the frontliner that get the criminal in the prosecution. The prosecution conduct a preliminary investigation in order to have a probable cause to present in the court. The court is the adjudication process if the person is guilty or not guilty. The fourth is our correction for rehabilitation purposes, and the fifth is our community. If the person or detainee or criminal has been rehabilitated, the person kapag pag dumating na yung panahon na makakalaya na siya, dapat tanggapin ni community, no? Kaya nga doon ang process ng ating tinatawag na malalim na rehabilitation program ng isang tao. Okay? We have comparative police system. It is the science and art of investigating and comparing the police system of nation. It covers the study of police organizations, training, and methods of policing of various countries. Ibig sabihin po sa comparative police system, from the word itself, we are comparing the police system of different country. No? Yan ang maganda sa atin, no? Hindi lang tayo nakapokus sa isang bagay, sa criminology. We are very flexible. Pinag-aaralan din natin yung alam ng ibang bansa, no? We are very adaptable. Pinag-aaralan natin upang tayo mas matuto at mas lumalim ang kaalaman regarding sa polisiya ng iba't ibang bansa. Okay? We have international criminal justice, no? It involves the study and description of one country's law, criminal procedure, or justice process. It attempts to build on the knowledge of criminal justice in one country by investigating and evaluating in terms of another country, culture, or institution. International criminal justice, guys, we study also a criminal justice of other country or different country. We compare the criminal justice of other country also. Sa USA, guys, 3 lang: the police, the court, and the community. Tama ba? Police, court, and community. 3 lang yata yun. Correct me if I'm wrong. Can you check it in criminal justice system? Kung ano yung sistema ng USA. Sa atin, 5 pillars kasi sa atin. Sa international criminal justice system, guys, kumbaga, we compare other country law, no? Kinukumpara natin kung anong batas ng ibang bansa. Yes, we compare also so that we have an idea kung ano po ba ang pwedeng idagdag patungkol sa mga batas. Kasi may mga batas dito sa atin, guys, na wala talaga. For example, the best example for that matter is divorce law. We don't have a divorce here, no? Annulment lang po ang meron sa Pilipinas. Other country, all over the world, guys, meron silang divorce. Kasi ang divorce po, once na nag-file ka, mabilisan lang. Sa annulment po, taon po ang inaabot bago makapaghiwalay ang dalawang mag-asawa. So, it means, sa divorce po, As far as no, Italy and Philippines only in the country, o pwede nyo rin search guys, na walang divorce po. No? Comparative criminal justice system. Like I said guys, this is a subfield of the study of criminal justice that compare justice systems worldwide. Such as a study can take a descriptive, historical, or political approach. It studies the difference and similarities in the structure, goals, punishment, and emphasis on rights as well as the history and political structure or different system. Like I said, sa international criminal justice system guys, involves the description of others' country law. Dito naman sa comparative criminal justice system guys, not also the law that itself na kinukumpara natin, but also the historical, the descriptive, and political approach na ginagawa ng ibang bansa. No? Kinukumpara rin po natin yan kung maganda ba o maayos. Kasi by comparing, we saw kung ano po ba ang pagkukulang at ano pa ang kulang para ma-improve yung mga bagay na yun. Diba? Our government try to improve our justice system so that all people in the Philippines have a good have an equal opportunity regarding the law. No? Mayroon po tayong pantay-pantay na karapatan, no? Walang mahirap, walang mayaman pagdating sa papaparusa o paglabag sa batas. No? Kung ikay lumabag sa batas, if you violated a crime, you'll be punishable. No? Kung ano man yun na violate mo na crime. Okay? No. Transnational policing pertains to all forms of policing that transgress national borders. Pag sinabi po natin transnational policing, this is polisiya na nagtatransgress. No? Kumbaga, ito ay, for example, we have extra, ano ba yun? Meron ba yun? Treaty ba? Extra treaty. Kumbaga sa treaty guys, ito yun. Nakalimutan ko ang tawag din. Treaty. Kumbaga, pag meron tayong criminal dito sa bansa natin, tapos pumunta sa ibang bansa like Thailand, we have treaty doon. Ang gagawin ng Thailand, ibabalik dito sa Pilipinas para makasuhan dito. Makasuhan. Because we have treaty. Ngayon, kapag pumunta naman ng isang tao doon sa wala tayong treaty o wala tayong ugnayan, ay ang mangyayari, doon lang yun. No? Wala tayong magagawa doon guys. Yan yung mga bigat doon. We have international policing, indicate those type of policing that are formally directed by institution, usually responsible for international affairs. Pagdating naman sa international policing system guys, ito yung mga kung merong mga sigalot o merong hindi pagkakaunawaan regarding the issues, like the best example for that matter is yung international policing, the West Philippine Sea, no? Yung pinagagawang territory ng China between Philippines, no? United Nations or International Criminal Justice Court has decided that the West Philippine Sea is our territory. But China, hindi nila matanggap, kaya nandun pa rin sila. Ano? Yun yung mabigat. Yung international policing. Kung kanino na sana binigay, pero hindi matanggap ng isa, kaya nagkakaroon ng hindi pagkakaunawa sa isa't isa. Okay? We have global policing. Indicate those form of policing that are fully global in scope. Ibig sabihin, pag sinabi po natin global policing, ang form ng polisiya dito ay hindi lang pang-iisang bansa, kundi pang bilog na mundo, no? Sa buong mundo. Okay? We have centralized policing system and decentralized policing system. Ito, natanong kanina, di ba? Centralized policing system simply means there is only one police force that is recognized and operates entire a certain country. Ibig sabihin, iisa lang po ang ating police at ito'y Philippine National Police dito sa bansa natin. At iisa lang din po ang namamalakad dito. Hindi po iba't ibang uri ng pulisya, no? Pero meron silang kanya-kanyang grupo, no? We have Highway Patrol Group, we have CIDG, we have SUP for Elite Forces, we have the Special Action Force, pero iisa lang po yun, PNP yun. Pag sinabi naman po nating decentralized policing system, like in our previously discussion, di ba sa Brazil magkakaiba, they have federal highway, they have federal police, they have federal other federal na meron sila. Magkakaiba po 'yun kasi decentralized sila, no? Iba-ibang polisiya pagdating sa kanilang bansa. Pag sinabi po nating decentralized policing system, police administration and operation are independent from one state to another. It more applicable to countries with federal government. Ang karaniwan, pag decentralized policing system, karaniwan talaga dyan guys, yung federal government ang meron nito. Kasi like in US, they are federal government. They have 50 state but only one president. Sorry. They have 50 state but one only president. And diba, doon nga sa ano nila, sa watawat nila, sa flag nila, makikita mo yung stars. Yung stars na yun po nagsisimbolo ng kanilang state o estado, no? Like in NBA or National Basketball Association, nakikita nyo naman po siguro na we have Dallas, we have Miami Heat, other na kung sino man na basketball, no? That also represent a state, no? Isang estado po bawat isa. So they are federal government, no? They are very, kung merong batas dito na kung dito pwede magmariwana sa kanila, pagdating mo sa kabila bawal. May mga ganong country o county ang tawag sa kanila. We have globalization, a process of interaction and integration among the people, companies, and governments of different nations. A process driven by international trade and investment and aided by information technology. The process has effect on the environment or on culture, on political system, on economic development and prosperity, and on human physical well-being in societies around the world. Ibig sabihin sa globalization guys, their interaction, the integration among the people or companies, we have different culture, the process that affect the environment and also in our culture and political system. Ito po yung malaking epekto. Kapag globalization, lahat po ng bagay o lahat po ng nagkaroon na in terms of crime or in terms of crime itself guys, na merong pagkakamali ang isang tao, malaki po ang epekto. Globalization. Buong mundo po ang maapektuhan yan, no? For example, human trafficking, drug trafficking, that's the best example that the people be affected to globalization na tinatawag natin, no? Lahat po kasi tayo, ito yung nagiging aided, pero ito po yung ginagawa ng paraan, no? Like our technology, improvement of update technology, kung paano ba mahuli yung mga yan, yung mga lumalabag sa batas na yan. Especially dun sa mga crimes against humanity, no? Yung terrorism na tinatawag natin, yan po. Gumagawa po ang ating government kung paano ba mapipigilan, kung paano ba mape-prevent o mapipredict ang pagte-terrorist ng ibang bansa, o not only ibang bansa but also in our own country, kasi meron tayong terorista dito, di ba? Cybercrime. What is cybercrime, guys? Cybercrime is any offense that is committed by a computer system or computer network. Ito po, ang crime ng cybercrime, ito yung ginawa ng isang computer, ng computer system or computer network. And also, any offense in which the computer system or computer network is target. Ang karaniwang pong target ng ating cybercrime ay mga computer mismo. For example, you have important files of vital record na gusto mong itago, na hindi dapat confidential information, na hindi dapat malabas sa madla. Pero ang nangyari ay nalabas, no? That be considered as a cybercrime, no? We have a specific law about the cybercrime. Ano po ba yung specific law na yun? Check natin. By the way guys, please subscribe to my channel also, and pahit na rin ang notification bell para updated kayo sa ating mga aralin, no? Yung ginawa ko to guys sa aking YouTube channel for the purposes of our study, no? Hindi ko naman ginawa yan para sa sarili ko lang. Kaya make sure to watch all the video presentation that I presented to you, no? Kasi kung hindi nyo i-watch yan guys, kayo lang din naman ang mag-ano niyan, no? Kung ang exam nyo mababa, kasalanan nyo yun kasi hindi kayo nanood, no? In terms of synchronous, meron tayong sariling klase sa synchronous, at meron din po tayong sariling klase dito sa asynchronous, na kung saan mabibigyan kayo ng mas maraming kaalaman regarding our subject matter, no? Kasi kapag hindi nyo pinag-aralan ng gusto ang ating subject matter, kayo rin ang sisisihin nyo rin ang sarili nyo. Kasi pag nag-exam kayo, lagi pababa, ibig sabihin, hindi nyo pinag-aralan mabuti, no? Kaya aralin nyo mabuti so that you have an idea in our subject matter. Okay? Republic Act number 10175. An act defining cybercrime. Sorry for interruption. Providing for the prevention, investigation, suppression, and the imposition of penalties therefore. and for other purposes. Ito yung RA 10175 natin guys, o the Cybercrime, no? Ito guys, so an Act, Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. Yan po yung batas na yan. According dito guys, yan, Section 2, Declaration of Policy. The state recognizes the vital role information communication industry such as content, production, telecommunication, broadcasting, electronic comments, and data processing in the nation overall social and economic development. The state also recognizes the importance of providing an environment conducive to the development, acceleration, and rational application and exploitation of information communication technology, or the ICT, to attain free, easy, and intelligible access to exchange and or delivery of information, and the need to protect and safeguard the integrity of computer and communication system, networks and databases, and the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information and data stored therein from all forms of misuse, abuse, and illegal access, by making punishable under the law such as conducts in this light. The state shall adopt sufficient power to effectively prevent and combat such offenses by facilitating their detection, investigation, and prosecution at both the domestic and international levels, and by providing arrangement for fast and reliable international cooperation. Which means guys, lahat ng bagay na ginawa mo pagdating sa computer system o nagkaroon ka ng hacking system, no? O hinak mo nga lang yung FB ng kaibigan mo, also we consider that Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012, no? Iba pa po guys ang cyberbullying. Magkaiba pa po 'yun, no? Para makita natin, magkaibang bagay kasi 'yun. Cyberbullying. Almost the same. Tingnan natin guys. Makikita naman natin yan. Alam ko kasi iba yun eh. Ayan. Ayan guys. So, diba? Iba pa yung cyberbullying. Iba pa yung ano. So, ito naman. Para magkaroon tayo ng idea mga kaibigan sa ating pinag-aaralan. Kasi pag sinabi cybercrime, ina-atake ng computer access. But also guys, magkakaiba pa yan, no? Iba pa yung 10175 at iba pa rin yung 10627, yung the Anti-Bullying Act of 2013, no? This law finds applicability in school-related bullying student bullying in particular, which covers those uttered in social media, di ba? The social media, because he uses the social media to bully a person or to bully the student. That could include in the Bullying Act of 2013. Okay? As defined, refers to any severe or repeated use by one or more student of a written, verbal, or electronic expression, or physical act or gesture, or any combination thereof, directed or another student that has the effect of actually causing or placing the latter in reasonable fear of physical or emotional harm or damage to his property, creating a hostile environment at school, infringing on the rights of another, or materially or substantially disrupting the education process. Section 2 of RA 10627. This as collectively called cyberbullying. Lahat po na nabanggit ay connected sa ating cyberbullying. Iba pa po ang 10175 na cybercrime. Sa cybercrime kasi, ang specifically na tinatarget is computer. Sa cyberbullying naman, ang specifically na tinatarget is a person, no? Tinatarget yung isang tao na binubully nila. It's either oral or it's either verbal. In terms kung paano nila ginawa, di ba? When committed and online, no? Pwede pag kinumit sa online, this will be a cyberbullying and also an Anti-Bullying Act of 2013. Okay? This covers social bullying aiming to belittle another individual or group or gender. Base bullying that humiliates another on the basis perceived or actual sexual orientation and gender identity. No? kung ito'y nalabag nyo guys, this will be reflected to you. Kung kayo ay may mga nilabag, kung kayo ay mahilig mambuli ng kapwa nyo, at wala kayong pakialam sa nararamdaman ng iba, this will be the punishable that you can get. Kaya make it sure guys, kapag mambubuli kayo, make it sure na hindi kayo babalikan ng kaso. Kasi meron talaga, hindi natin maiwasan sa school, nang bubuli talaga, ang lakas mambuli, pero pag binalikan naman ay mabilis mapikon. May mga ganun. Okay? Yan, balik tayo dito sa cybercrime guys. Any offense in which the computer system, or computer network is used to hide or store possible evidence. Yes guys. Kung ito ang ginawa mo sa cybercrime, ito at a means of evidence, tinago mo lahat ng ebidensya sa computer, this will be, pwede magamit sa Korte Suprema po, lahat po na ebidensya na makukuha dun sa area na nagkaroon ng search warrant of arrest sa isang tao, at pwede po kunin yung mga computer devices o mga computer hard disk, hard drive, kung ano pa man po yan. Pwede pong kunin po lahat yan ng taong nag-iimbestiga, because this will be help in the investigation process. Okay? 7 theories of comparative criminology. Yan guys, meron tayong 7 theory in terms of the comparative criminology. We have alertness to crime theory. Explain that people alertness to crime is heightened, so they report more crime to the police and also demand the police become more effective in resolving crime problems. Pag sinabi po nating alertness to crime theory, ang mga tao sa lugar o mga citizen sa lugar ay mas madalas mag-report ang makipagtulungan sa ating mga kapulisan, which is maganda naman, no? Mas gusto nila po na dito sa alertness to crime theory, mas gusto nakikita ng tao yung effectivity ng mga kapulisan, no? Mas gusto nila nagtatrabaho ang mga pulis, no? Para makita nila na hindi lang nakatambay ang ating mga pulis. Yan yung sa alertness to crime theory. We have also the economic or migration theory guys. Crime is a result of unrestrained migration and overpopulation in urban areas such as ghettos and slums. For example guys, yung mga taga-probinsya, no, pumupunta dito sa Manila. Ngayon, ang nangyayari kasi, nagkakaroon ng overcrowded, no? Nagkakaroon ng overpopulation dito sa Manila. Kaya nangyayari, ang government natin, nahihirapan sila i-handle yung mga ganung bagay. Kaya nga mayroon guys, di ba? Because of the pandemic, meron tayong tinatawag Balik Probinsya Program na pinanukala ng ating senador na si Bongo. Sabi niya, lahat ng gustong umuwi ng probinsya, lahat ng gustong magbalik probinsya ay pwede. Dilibre daw ng gobyerno. Para naman mabawasan din yung pasanin ng gobyerno also. And also, para mabawasan din yung pag-commit ng crime. Kasi tandaan nyo guys, kapag kumakalam ang sikmura ng isang tao, the first thing that can do ay gumawa ng tama o gumawa ng mali. Pipili na lang po sila sa dalawa na yon. Ngayon, kung sila mismo ay hindi talaga makahanap ng trabaho o hindi talaga yan nga, because of their kakayahan ay wala talaga silang makuha, that will be result to the crime. Kaya ang ating gobyerno gumagawa ng paraan kung paano ba mariresolba yung mga ganong bagay sa epektibong paraan. Okay? We have opportunity theory. Along with higher standards of living, victims become more careless of their belongings and opportunities for committing of crime multiply. Yes guys, dahil nga sa mga opportunity na tinatawag natin, no, yung standard living ng isang tao, ang mas madalas maging biktima ng opportunity theory na tinatawag nito yung mga mayayaman, no? Yung mga mahilig magpakita ng kanilang yaman, mahilig ipost ang kanilang mga yaman, mahilig ipagyabang ang kanilang meron sila ngayon, mga bagay-bagay na meron sila, yan. That will be opportunity theory na i-commit ng isang tao ang crime. You will be targeted for a crime. Okay? We have demographic theory guys. Greater numbers of children are being born because as these baby booms grow up, delinquent subculture develop out of the adolescence identity crisis. Sa demographic theory guys, this is also in a population. Mas mataas ang populasyon ng isang tao, mas mataas ang populasyon ng isang bansa, the more na mas maraming crime na mangyayari. No? Ayon sa pag-aaral, according sa pag-aaral, ganun daw po 'yan. Kung ang isang bata ay lumaki sa walang tamang lugar o lumaki ang isang bata sa hindi maayos na pamilya, that will be reflected to the delinquent person o juvenile delinquent. Kaya meron po tayong juvenile delinquent, magkaibang bagay po ang subject matter na 'yon. Sa juvenile delinquent po, ito yung mga kabataan na naligaw na landas, mga naging delinquenteng tao, naging delinquenteng bata, kasi hindi po sila nagabayan ng maayos. According to the demographic theory, kang isang batang umusbong na wala sa lugar o umusbong na hindi sa tama sa panahon, that will be conflict to our comparative police system. And also, that will be conflict in the future event, kasi gagawa at gagawa ng crime po yung mga yan. Kasi kung hindi sila napalaki na maayos, the result is very big problem, guys, no? Kaya make it sure, if you are a student right now, aral muna kayo bago ganyan, okay? Deprivation theory, guys. Progress comes along with a rising expectation, and people at the bottom develop unrealistic expectation, while people at the top do not see themselves rising fast enough. Pag dito sa deprivation, from the word itself, deprivation, kumbaga, kasi dito sa Pilipinas, guys, no, may mga tao kasi na imbis na aangat yung tao, mas lalo nilang binabagsak, no? Imbis na tulungan, mas lalo nilang pinapahina. That could reason why deprivation theory ay nabuo, no? Imbis na umangat yung tao, imbis na tulungan mo, for example, sa pag-aaral, imbis na tulungan mo yung kaibigan mo or classmate mo, mas gusto mong ikaw lang yung mas nakakaalam ng mga arilin. Ayaw mo i-share sa iba. That also a deprivation, no? Modernization theory, guys. See the problem of society becoming too complex. Yes, guys. Sa problema ng ating bansa, sa problema ng mundo. So, big complex, ibig sabihin, mas nagiging nagiging changeable, no? Napabago-bago ang problema ng ating mundo. Kaya ang modernization theory. Sinomi theory, guys? The latter being a term referring to a social cohesion or values, suggests the progressive lifestyle and norms result in the disintegration or order norms that once held people together. Minsan dito sa anomy and sinomi theory, guys, mas naniniwala sila sa kanilang kultura at hindi na sila umuunlad. Ayun, di ba? Mas pinaniniwalaan nila yung dating norms na yung mga dating kaugalian, na pag ikaw ay hindi tumingin sa iyong pinanggalingan, hindi ka makakarating sa iyong paroroonan. May mga ganung bagay. In anomy and sinomi theory, pag ganun pa rin ang mga ginagawa mo, guys, that will be effect to yourself, no? Dapat ikaw hindi laging naman naniniwala sa pamahiin. You need to be focused to yourself. You need to have a confidence to yourself, and also you need to trust yourself na kaya mong gawin yung mga bagay na yun. Okay? We have transnational crime. May iba't ibang uri po tayo ng transnational crime. We have refers to crime that takes place across national borders. Ibig sabihin po, pag sinabi po natin transnational crimes, ito yung mga crimes na, for example, drug trafficking o human trafficking. Diba? So, para maging kompleto o maayos yung transaksyon, makikipag-coordinate po sila sa isang bansa. For example, Japan, makikipag-coordinate sila yan. O sir, mayroon po kaming dadaring dyan, maraming babae, maraming droga. Paayos na lang po. Yan yung transnational crime na tinatawag natin. Yung Philippines, gagawa sila ng paraan para mapadala sa ibang bansa yung mga human trafficking or drug trafficking na tinatawag natin. And also, pwede rin ibalik ni Japan yan. O ito, may papadala din kami sa'yo, no? Ayun yun. Ayun yung mga transnational crime na tinatawag natin, guys. Kumbaga, pagpapalitan ng mga produkto also. Offense whose exception, inception, prevention, or direct or indirect effect involve more than one country. Kapag ito, guys, sa transnational crime, hindi lang yung Japan, pwede rin ipunta yun sa Thailand, no? Kung nagustuhan ng Japan at gusto niyang i-endorse sa Thailand, pwede yan, guys, no? Magkakaroon yan. Magre-reflect na pag ano yan. Depende. Kaya nga transgress, ibig sabihin, nagpapasa-pasa. Hindi lang sa isang bansa, kundi sa iba't ibang bansa. Yan yung ating transnational crime. Kaya nga meron po tayong Philippine Center for Transnational Crime na sila ang nag-iimbestiga regarding that matter pagdating sa mga pagpapasapasahan ng mga crime o human trafficking, drug trafficking. Usong-uso po yan. Transnational crime also include crime that take place in one country but their consequences significantly affect another country, no? For example, ito, nagkaroon tayo ng crime na tinatawag, no? Si Japan nagpunta sa Thailand, hindi lang Thailand ang maapektuhan kapag nagkaroon ng ganung bagay, kundi yung kalapit na bansa rin, no? Maapektuhan din po sila kapag nagkaroon ng mga ganung bagay na transnational crime. Based on etymology, the word terrorism was fundamentally derived from the Latin verb terror, which means, ano po ba yung ibig sabihin ng Latin verb terror, which means, A. I frighten, B. They frighten, C. I am frightened, D. They frightened me. Ano po ba yung sagot dyan? Ang sagot po dyan is A. I frighten. Ito po ang ibig sabihin. Terrorism etymology comes from the Latin French word terrorisme and originally referred specifically to state terrorism as practiced by the French government during the Reign of Terror. Ito, etymology guys, ito yung ibig sabihin. And the French word terrorisme and originally referred specifically to state of terrorism. The French word terrorisme terms derived from the Latin verb terrio, means I frighten. Ito po. Latin verb terrio means I frighten. Okay? Definition of terrorism under United Nations. Terrorism as any act intended to cause death or serious bodily harm to civilian or non-combatants with the purpose of intimidating,